everyone, welcome back to the channel. On this episode of On the Bench, we're getting the Team Crowley Asuga fixed up. Check it out, everyone. You can get your own merch at my store. It helps out the channel tremendously. So, joining our rebuild here in progress, I forgot to start the GoPro. Oh man, I can't believe that. I turned it on, and then what I do is I just hit record when I'm on the bench. That way I could try to calm down my edits. And I forgot. So we unboxed a couple things here real quick. We got some tires. I got some tires that I'll be putting on an RC car. And I got a brushless motor for an upgrade, which you've probably already seen. It'll probably come out before this video. But yeah, and then I got the parts for this. I bought 2 control arms, one to fix the one that's broke, and one to have on hand because the other one will probably break. Maybe. I heard that there was a manufacturing defect with the production cars. And like the aftermarket stuff, or not aftermarket, but the parts, whatever you want to call them, don't have that problem. So anyhow, so now I guess we'll work backwards and show you how to fix this arm. So here, what holds on this little spoiler, there are some built-in nuts here. Not built in, but they kind of, and I guess I'm going to have to try to get these screws out now because I can't get the nuts to push in. So that's a pretty nice design right there. That just doesn't thread into the plastic. That's pretty robust for just a little wing here. There we go. That pushes in. Oh, and I lost the screw. Yeah, so you can see the problem here is this is where they seamed it, these 2 pieces here, and that kind of creates a weak point. But from what I heard, I got this from another YouTuber, a good person. I trust their word. They said that, you know, pretty much the factory ones are going to break, but after you get another set, they haven't broken them since. So hopefully that'll work. So you got 1 pin here in the top that you take out and you're going to put back in. And as always, I always use a driver, or try to at least. You always use a driver to finish that last little bit in. So we got our pin in, we got our little wing in here. There's this metal piece right here, which helps keep this strong. So maybe it would have been nice if they had the metal cups back here as well. If there was a design to put that, that would help with that. So then we got our ball right here. So, oh, you know what? The ball's gotta go in. Oh. Again, nice and slow. We're in plastic. We don't want to get a bunch of heat built up and strip that out. It's already bad enough I have to do this twice. That's why you watch me and learn. Oh man. Yeah, so get the dog bone in here again for the second time. Next step, we're going to put in this cup. This black piece, this black plastic goes on the inside. That's what runs on that ball. And we need our Allen wrench. I'm sorry, I don't know what size this is. I just had it laying here in the garage, luckily, in the shed here. So this is one of those ones you don't want to like tighten it until you can't move it. This is you're going to tighten this until the slack is out of this. So see how that's moving? And when it's down here, it's kind of at a weird angle, so bring it up a little bit. Because basically it's only going to be sitting like that when you're in the air. There's always going to be some weight on this. So see, we still got some movement here. So the key, you want a little bit of movement because you don't want it binding, but you don't want it so loose that it's slopping around. And if you make it too tight, then everything's going to bind. There's going to be a lot of drag on that. That actually feels pretty good. I'm just going to loosen a little bit to see where I got. Okay, so there's a little play. There we go. It's the tiniest little bit. All right. So yeah, these pillow balls are just a little weird. Now, for here, the key to tightening this is that you need a 2.5 hex down here, and then you get your 2 hex here, your 2mm, and then that holds this ball in place. That's the first time I've seen anything like that, where it's the piece itself actually has a hex in there to hold it. Now this one we're going to make sure it's tight because it doesn't do any of the turning right there. This whole piece is a ball and it does the turning when you move. So boom, there we go. We got that back on. Hopefully we won't break the other one, but if we do, I got a new control arm over there. And I had one hell of a time getting these dang wheels off. So hopefully next time around it won't be so bad, and hopefully all the wheels aren't so bad. It's kind of like the Synchro 4. The battle to get this stuff off. Alright, you know what's going to come next? Ooh, we're going to put a fan on that motor. Yes, we are. We're going to keep that bad boy cool. Yeah, I don't think that one opens, does it? This is the same thing over there. You got that little ball underneath there, so to take this thing out, you're going to have to take this linkage off. And we're just going to swing this around here like so. And now we can open this box. Alright, I'm also going to be replacing the receiver. I'm just going to put this on my DX5. Simplify my life and just have one remote. I would put this on the Dumbo, but I don't know. I feel like the DX5 is a better remote all in all. So you have to, like here, it says negative, positive, and then signal. So your negative is going to be your brown wire. So it's a little bit different than the way it came out of the Corrali. And then see here, we got your normal red, white, and black. So black's your ground, positive, and then white's always your signal. So that makes life a little bit easy. But, I mean, it's not that the red and brown's hard. It's just, you know, if you're used to just seeing black, red, then it might throw you a little bit. Boom, there we go. And what fan? Actually, I think it's going to be one of these smaller ones. Yeah, I don't think these big ones fit. I don't know, maybe I'm wrong. What I put in the Kagami? Now I get asked a lot, and it's not a problem. It really isn't. I don't mind helping people, but I get asked a lot where I get these fans. Guys, if you go to my Amazon store under the RC cars, RC vehicles, whatever I have it labeled at, you will find it right there. So, oh man. We gotta take this whole tray out because there ain't no way of running this wire through here. It's just not gonna happen. So I think we got, looks like 2 screws down here. So these two, the larger screws right here. These 2 screws got to come out, and then we'll get that whole tray to pop loose. Alright, I think these 4 little screws have to come out too. Man, they really got that thing wrenched in there. Man, that is a lot of work just to run a wire. Now, this is weird that the screws I took out for this case here are different sizes for some reason. And I did not catch that. Okay, so guys, this is going to happen. Sometimes you just got to look at and deduct what's going on here. So the back half of this case is thicker. The front half of this case is thinner. So the smaller screws are going to go here in the front. The thicker is going to go here in the rear. Yeah, you know, sometimes you just... Alright, and this is going to be another interesting thing too, because we have a pinion gear here, so we don't want this thing underneath here to where it's going to get caught. So I'm going to try to actually... If you're worried about this coming off, whew, I wouldn't. Oh, wow. So that's why I'm going to run it here. That way I can have it. I could secure it to this brace. Now we can feed this through. Don't forget, this one only has 2 prongs, so we only want to use those far ones that are your negative and positive when plugging this stuff in. Alright, otherwise you can be like, why is this thing not working? If you shift it over one, because the signal wire has no power. Let me go get a battery. Oh, that's something else we need to take care of too. We need to get rid of this and go with the single. Hold up, wait a minute.
Hold up, wait a minute.
Check it out, we got something new. It came in, and hopefully this is gonna bring a little better quality to the On the Bench series. You know, I've noticed it too, that like everything is so far away. That's just the way GoPros are, even though literally like 2 hands and I'm touching the GoPro. I mean, it's not very far at all, right? Here, if you look, here's the mount, there's the car. It's not a terrible distance, right? But I do have this beauty here, ADD by Canon. This is my 10-18. This is a wide angle lens. And what I got here is a camera mount. So I'm gonna go ahead and screw that right here, and then hopefully I can use this to show you that. And if I really need to get into something, it's not much of a zoom. I mean, and I do have other lenses, but this is my one like wide angle, so it should show. So let's see how it looks. Well, what do you think? Check it. Whoop. So now when I'm working on something, we can zoom in a little bit more. And if we need more bench, look at that. I think maybe we can, yeah, there we go. Angle that just a little bit. It's really scary having this thing dangle, this big camera. Here, all right, go on the GoPro here for a second. Guys, look at this. Look at that. So here it's screwed in. It goes here. And that's the ADD filming down. I have my screen right here so I can see. We got the Rode mic. And hopefully, I was having problems with audio, so I bought a new cable. You guys may have seen that. Oh boy. Always trying to up the content for you. Ah, yes. Woo. That's the good stuff. Oh yeah, you can't see. The only thing, you really can't see my sign anymore. That kind of sucks. So yeah, I'm not gonna be able to. Ah. Oh well. I do know I have a problem. I work with stuff really close here to the edge, and it doesn't show. There's no way to get this bench to be level in here, is there? See, because there's more of a gap here between that and the camera than there is here. All right, I forgot where I was. It got so hot in here, I had to turn on the air conditioner, and I started working on some other stuff. So we got everything buttoned up. I got the receiver in here. I got it bound to the DX5. So we got everything buttoned up. I forgot about I'm not sure if I mentioned the battery tray. So what I did is I used some super glue and just got this corner to where it's set and it was hard. And then I came back here with some epoxy just to reinforce both sides here. Here we go. Check it. Zoom. Check it. Zoom. So it's going to take some getting used to. So right here, this side did not break, but I put some epoxy there, and I put some here, and then I'm not sure, probably can't see it. Maybe right here in the front halves. I put a little bit on this. Yeah, you can't see it. I can't get this thing into that lens. Oh, yeah, maybe a little bit. You can see some of that white right there. You can see where I reinforced some of that front, and now, and I did away with the dual connectors. Here we go. Yeah. I did away with the dual connectors, just put the IC5 on there, because I'm only going to ever run like a 6S like here. So, and that fits nicely. I guess I can kind of see why they had these like little cutouts here on the side. I guess it works good for letting the power cables out or something, but damn, I mean, it's causing the tray to break. But check it out. I wish I could make this shorter, but I can't because this cap pack, everything's like soldered in right here. So it should be okay. Like that. Ooh, oh man, she's coming together nicely. We just got one more thing to put on here, and I can't wait. Boom! The Garage Life RC wing mount. So let's open this thing up, man. This is a beauty. Oh, look at how shiny that is. I'll tell you what, you guys know I'm all about honesty and that on this channel. I don't promote or recommend stuff I don't believe in, but man, Garage Life RC makes some top-notch stuff, man. You know, I know some people are leery about 3D printed stuff. There's really no need to be. See, look at this. It's flexible where it needs to be, so this thing doesn't break, and it's strong. I mean, I've never had a problem with anything I've got from him. So let's go ahead and get this thing mounted up. Alright, Team Karate, how am I supposed to get that out of there? There's a nut in there. There's a nut and it's spinning. I don't know how to get that out. Alright, I got everything off. I end up having to use a little screwdriver and jam it in there to get that nut out. But here's what I like to do. I got the old bracket here. I put all the bolts back the way they came out for what we're not reusing. The only thing I didn't do is like this piece here. These 4 screws hold that in. But you know, if I ever need to go back to stock for whatever reason, I have all that. Now, Garage Life RC gives you these screws here. What I'm kind of curious about if I can't just reuse the Team Corelli screws. I think I can. It's going to make this hole a little bit bigger, but so the big question is, should I put the wing on now or should I put this in now, or is that... I don't think the wings can get in the way. I think it might just actually be easier to do now. So look at that. That fits in there. Look at Asuga written in there. It's not, you know, he does these like great little details, and unfortunately, like when you put it together, you'll never see it. But so I just want to keep this this brace on, and if I use the original screws, look, it's not going to, I don't think it's gonna work at all. So I'm just gonna use the factory setup here. Ah, boy. Little spillage, little spillage. I love this a cup and warmer. Like somebody said, vacuum seal your coffee. I'm like, how do you vacuum seal coffee? But he's talking about like a thermos, a vacuum sealed thermos. And I mean, I got a small one, but I think even that's kind of more of a hassle than it's worth. So let's put this up here for a minute because these sweet. Great. You know what sucks? I bought these and I was so looking forward to using this. And they said they were RC drivers. I just, you know, when I was online, I didn't know what size bolts. I never paid any attention, but you know what? They're too damn small for anything. This is the biggest one. It says 5. And it's useless. It's not going to ever work on anything, man. I was so happy. I thought I wouldn't have to use this little lug wrench thing, but obviously, yeah, I was wrong. Oh, wow, so there's a lot of sand buildup here. Alright, so not how they intended it to go, but it does work. I'm not going to tell you to do it or not to do it. It's up to you. It does flex the blue, just the 3D out a little bit, just a little bit, but everything does fit. I feel like this is just a better, more secure with this piece of plastic over here. So anyhow, this is so cool. I didn't even know you could do this. Put metal into 3D printing. I didn't even know that was a thing. Dang, I got 4 screws here. I'm not sure which one's which. Yeah, that's gotta be it. Because the next one is 2 bolts right here, and that's even longer. I wasn't paying attention enough to how everything came apart. Alright, that's in there nice and tight. I'll tell you what, man, these maybe you can see right there. These focus, man. That's gonna be a problem with this setup. But yeah, right there you can see it. See, it's got a ball head on here. Sometimes these are a necessity. Working on these cars because you can't get straight in at stuff. Oh man, that's beautiful looking. So these screws don't have to be, you know, like torqued down. These are like self-locking nuts, but you do have to make sure that there's enough thread going in there so that way this thing doesn't walk out. So that's what I'm doing here, just using the flashlight to watch for the screw to make it to just the edge of that nut, so I know it's into that locking material. And boom, there we have it, man. The teen crowd, the Asuga, is done. Let me know what you think of the new this setup here. Let me know what you think of that. So this will work for some things. If I'm working on one thing in particular and I need to focus in, I just think this is just going to give you a better view. But if I'm like unboxing and doing stuff, I got this view here for you. Oh, I love it. The best thing is I've had this camera for years. It's like one of the first big investments I made in YouTube was buying that DSLR. And that was long before GoPros had good audio and stuff. So check that out. Lots of flex. That's what you want. So when you crash and stuff like that, this thing doesn't like rip off. I love that coloring. So, man, guys, let me know what you think. What do you think? The Asuga. I love this thing because it's got the ground clearance of like a monster truck almost, but it handles like a buggy. is just totally different. It's XLR. That's what it is. It's so different. That's what I like, man, because you can really. Okay, that's one disadvantage to this camera. It uses a bit more battery than the GoPros, and I haven't used this camera in a while. Okay, so this one is full charge, but I'm saying something about like this thing. I love it. It's because it's big. It's got ground clear. It goes where other buggies can go. It handles good like a buggy, but it can go through stuff more like a monster truck. And you know, if you really want to do some bashing with like a buggy, I think this is the one, man, because this thing just has a lot of suspension. Whew. All right, I was gonna make this like a running video too. I was gonna do some repairs. I thought I was just gonna throw on the A-arm and then go out there, and then I forgot that I was doing the receiver. And I also had the mount for the wing, so we're just gonna go ahead and wrap it up there. So hopefully you enjoyed watching the failed unboxing. Wow, this video's just been I forgot about that, because yeah, I had to let that epoxy set for like a day, so now I've come back and I forgot. So yeah, we had that, and well, anyhow, I hope you enjoyed watching fix this. You know, I'm not going to show like binding the remote. It's going to get too repetitive because I've done it so many times. And, you know, Spectrum's got some really good videos on how to do that. Matter of fact, I got to work on my new plane behind me because I got an issue with that receiver between selecting modes. I can't, and I also had reverse thrust set up. And for some reason I can't activate that either, so I gotta figure that out. But I will do that with the help of some of my flyer friends, or I'll look up some more stuff on YouTube. But like I said, there's good resources on Spectrum on how to set up the receiver and bind it. I don't see the need of repetitively showing that time and time again. But I don't have AVC set up on that. I like this thing to slip and slide. Usually I reserve the AVC for, I wait to see how a car handles. Like the Mojave is just a very wild car. I mean, it's just kind of all over the place. So I did install an AVC receiver in there, so I would have stability control. Same thing like the Big Rock, because I plan on running it more like street and kind of like blast through the dirt. And it was kind of crazy, and that really helped those down. I think already driving this thing here as it was, I felt like it was very capable as it was. It didn't need the AVC, so I didn't add that. But check it out, Garage Life RC. Go ahead and support our friends there, man. We'd love these mom and pop companies, man, especially the ones that you know, help the veterans out with discounts and stuff like that. And like I said, I've said it before, no sales tax if you order from them, so that's already a savings. Everyone, appreciate you watching, appreciate the support. Links down below if you want to help out. You know, if you shop Amazon, please go through my store. You don't have to buy the stuff in my store. It would be cool if you did, but even if you didn't, I get a commission for, you know, me directing you there. So that's what helps. So if you're buying your coffee, you start out at my homepage, buy your coffee, and that helps me out. Helps me buy these things. And it's greatly appreciated. So is a like and a subscribe if you haven't. All that good stuff. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and get this thing charged up, and I'm going to go have some fun, which I'll probably put that video up before this one because I really want to do some running videos on this. So thanks for watching. See you on the next one. Let me know what you think of the new camera setup.